Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Some games may be hits, some games may be misses, but no game will be left behind. Join me at some time in November 1982. Who knows what's going to happen? We were last checking out The Crypt on two different computers. Let's see what our next game is. Our next release takes us to the United Kingdom to play on the Dragon 32. Just wait a little bit, and it'll be the Dragon 64. This is Cyrus Chess. I have seen a lot of chess already on Chronologically Gaming, and the front of this box is a very nice chess box. That's the first thing I just want to get out of the bat. I mean, look at this. This is a beautiful chess box, but we played a ton of chess, and so I don't really know what this is going to be bringing to the table that we haven't already seen with chess, but Cyrus Chess is the first of a series that will be on lots of other home computers. Do we have any other artwork for Cyrus Chess? Oh, that's right. That was the later box. This is the first box you probably would have seen for the Cyrus Chess program, as it's blatantly on the front of this one. $24.95. That's pretty expensive. And this is a cartridge. That's right. We're not playing on cassette. We're going to pop in a cartridge to the Dragon 32. This is the 38th game that we played for the Dragon 32, and also it'll be the Dragon 64 later. And there we go. We got an example of the screenshot. And we also have the manual. Oh, tell us. How do we play chess? Oh, dragons everywhere. This one's brought to us by Dragon Data. It's the 13th game we've seen by this company. They've done some bangers like Ghost Attack, Flag, and Circus Adventure. Hold on to your hats. Cyrus Chess program. Oh, illegal to copy. I'm so glad they did. So the user manual is going to go through a few things because it has a few features that chess can see. If you want, you can pause this manual to get the most out of Cyrus Chess because I will not be reading it verbatim. Cyrus is a strong chess program which won the European Microcomputer Chess Championship in 1981 with a score of 5 out of 5. Wow. So I'll just take their word for it then. So this one is by Intelligent Software. It is the first game we've ever seen by this company. There it is. Intelligent Software, licensed by Dragon Data. So it explains how to start the game. It does offer you a cursor that you can use on the screen and move around. And I love how they explain it. They say, you have this flashing thing on the screen. That's called a cursor. Make sure to use the cursor with your joystick to select your pieces. It's revolutionary because we have seen video games that or chess games that you have to put in the coordinates to play a chess game. So, I mean, any game that allows you to move a cursor around is already a big thing in my book. Yeah, it explains how you can take back moves, change sides, automatic play, get some hints if you want it, setting up positions and so forth. But this is a chess game. This is the 29th chess video game that we played on all systems across all ports, examples of chess. On home computers, it's the 23rd chess game that we've seen so far on Chronologically Gaming. This is the very first chess video game for the Dragon microcomputer. So if you only had this microcomputer and you like chess, you bet you were playing this. Let's pop it and play Cyrus Chess at some time in November 1982. We're just going to load a state up because I'm not going to wait for... Well, a cartridge actually loads pretty quick, which is kind of nice. All right, so when you first get into the game, you'll notice there's not a two-player option. This is only you against the computer. So it's not offering as much as something like Sargon Chess, but I can select, which piece I want to move my pawn where I want, wait for the computer to load its position. I did not change any difficulty levels. I just went with the bare bones, but you can see how it works. It's visually like chess. It appears like it's doing its job. We do have to wait just a little bit for some of the pieces to move, but the cursor works fairly well for the joystick. That's right. Oh, Curtis is saying the general one or for Cyrus, which needs multiple corrections. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you want to, Curtis, throw out your URL website. Curtis Boyle's been assisting us on the show for anything involving the TRS-80 Color Computer or a little bit of Dragon 32 as well, because it's essentially the same thing from Wales. And I refer to that website quite a bit for information that no one else has posted or said anything about. So this is the very first time we're going to see Cyrus Chess, and it's going to be released on lots of other home computers. This was also available for the TRS-80 Color Computer. We are not going to play the first TRS-80 Color Computer that was available here in 1982. We are going to be playing a remake later. We will see that chess version for those chess enthusiasts that think we're missing the game. Yes, go for it, Curtis. Yeah, go ahead and put it there. All right, so there you go. That's pretty much all I'm going to show for Cyrus Chess. Everyone's got the idea. It's another chess game that we're not going to finish here on the show. After 29 games of video chess, we still haven't finished a chess game. This show's just too action-packed. We don't have time to finish an entire chess game. But at this point, here on Chronologically Gaming, all the games you could have seen on all home computers, all chess games, it's still fairly average. Because of the cursor, though, that allows you to move around, I would still rate it a little higher than everything else. The intelligence of the computer and the levels of the computer doesn't really have as too many. Yeah, Brian's saying middle of the road. Some people are saying pretty much 3. Yeah, I know. And also, if you're tuning in on the show, we had every genre of video game, so most people that are watching right now, they want arcade games, they want action games. They don't really want this because the genre, no one was clamoring for this, and the popularity for chess wasn't, through the roof for everything else. Yeah, I could even say 3.5 maybe but it is the first time we've seen Cyrus, so I'll say 3 stars. It's fairly average for everything you could see on home computers right now. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is. Hey, we were just talking about this computer, the TRS-80 Color Computer. Let's play Defense. All we got for this one is an advertisement, which is actually a later one that was in Rainbow Magazine. This is the 161st game we've seen on the TRS-80 Color Computer here on Chronologically Gaming. You can see it's by Spectral Associates. This is the 27th game we've seen by them, giving us lots of games like Keys of the Wizard, Le Mans, Android Attack, Galax Attack, or Space War, among many others. You can see Ghost Gobblers down there too. So yeah, they've given us lots of games. I think that's it. And we got an example of the screenshot. Let's pop in and play Defense. This is by Colorful Software, published by Spectral Associates at some time in November 1982. And I believe we got machine language for this one, right? Defense. Defense. I don't know if I spelled it correctly, because sometimes it's loaded a little differently. And it worked. Yes. We get a little sound there. So this is the second game we've seen that Colorful Software has developed. They did Color Out, which is kind of like a breakout game. And here's the next one. Bring it on. I want to play some Defense. And I just saw in the chat, Kun, yes, there is an audience for everything. Some people might be tuning in for only the chess games of lore, but we play and see it all. It shouldn't take anyone in the chat long to figure out what Defense is. It's Missile Command. Here on the TRS-80 Color Computer. The cursor moves around so well with that analog joystick. I do feel a little slowness if we were to be nitpicky considering everything else that's available out there, but the analog joystick still works really well. Oh man, your presentation for this is very well done. For a game that we don't have an official box for, just an advertisement flyer, it looks good. You would have had a lot of fun with this. But another thing that I noticed is majority of the Missile Command style games, even official Missile Command, usually do the one outpost where your shots are in the center. And we've already seen on the TRS-80 Color Computer a game that is using all 3 outposts for your shots. So, yeah, it's obviously Missile Command. This one is what we refer to as command shooters here on Chronologically Gaming. This is the 44th command shooter we've seen, and that's across all systems and platforms. This one is using the crosshair cursor to move around. Works great with the analog joystick. No, it's going to sneak by me on that one. Yeah, it feels really smooth. This is the 21st game that we played that's a variant of Missile Command, not official Missile Command. Oh, look, it's wrapping around the side of the screen. You can see it on the other side. So on the Coco, there's already a Missile Command variant called Polaris. In that version, you don't have one base down at the bottom where you're firing shots. You have 3, just like in the arcade. And I think they're represented by submarines, like nuclear submarines. But yeah, where's the planes? I just saw in the chat, Marshall was saying, yeah, I haven't seen them yet. Is it just missiles? Whenever the explosion wraps around to the other side of the screen, I think that there's a UFO sneaking up on us, but it's not. At least we haven't seen it yet. We haven't gone too far later on. But besides Polaris, which is still one of the best ways you can play Missile Command on any home computer, some of the other really good ones are ABM for the Apple II, Laser Command for the BBC Micro, Sentinel for the Atari home computer, and Stratos, which is on a few systems that we saw. What? That was a really long lag. They're taking their sweet time. Notice that we also get the explosion just hangs there for a long time. Make sure it blows up the rest of the missiles. That's pretty cool. The Coco has 3 Missile Command, almost Missile Command games that we've seen. Polaris, Laser Attack. So this one is, out of the 3 games you could be playing that are Missile Command-ish, it's almost like the Color Computer has the best range of any home computer when it comes to Missile Command games. They have one of the worst, which was Laser Attack. They also have Polaris, which is one of the best ways to play Missile Command, and then they have this one, Defense. So right now, Coco's doing pretty good. Oh yeah, and the original Atari version, they did the same thing. The original Atari only had one base down in the middle. But that's if we're bringing in console games. We already have so many games to compare this against or rate this against with everything that's available for home computers. There is Missile Command officially for the Atari home computer, and that one was much better than the Atari VCS version. All right, yeah, this would have been great. Excellent game. I can't rate it as high as Polaris, obviously, but... And where's the ships? I wonder if it just keeps going like this and we don't have any other variety. Since it's November 1982, a lot of times we play a video game and you see what's happening on the screen and that's all there is to it. There's nothing else that's happening from there. I'm already seeing in the chat a 3.5-star rating, which would be an above average rating for every game that you could play on all home computers. When I first played this in the arcades, some of the viewers that were here for the live show weren't a big fan of Missile Command just in general. In the arcades, though, I love Missile Command. Big fan. I gave it 5 stars. And so my rating is most likely going to be biased just because I enjoy Missile Command-like games already. If you're not into Missile Command, then you wouldn't have as much fun. But this one actually feels a little more chill. Notice how we're not getting as much speed up. I'm actually doing pretty good and not pushing myself too hard. So it's a well-done port if you're not looking for something crazy, because the arcade, it can get really difficult really fast. And a few other official versions too do that. Yes, I'm with you there, Marshall, right? Oh, right. Yeah, and Curtis, the comparison between the analog joystick and digital joystick is night and day. Right now, the Atari 5200 has the trackball, and I know there's some home computers that do trackball-ish, you know, not official trackball that you could play, but right now the Atari 5200 trackball isn't officially out yet, at least to my knowledge. It's not really released yet. They've boasted in the manual that they're going to have a trackball, but that would be the best way to play Missile Command, but right now, still analog joystick is the way to go. All right, there you go. That's Defense. At least a quick taste of it. I can keep playing. It's done as very well for all the games you can see across all home computers. Most people in the chat have said above average. I actually want to concede and say that as well. It's not up to the speed to snuff with like Polaris or some of the other top tier Missile Command games, but still above average for sure. And it's maintaining pretty close to what the arcade wants. Brian's thrown out 4. Yeah, not enough variety, 3.5. But still, for right now, above average for all the games you could play. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is. Who knows what's going to happen in November 1982? This is Devil's Island. We're back on the Dragon 32. Let's check it out. Starting with the box. Oh, there you go. That's a box. For a home computer, that's what I'm talking about. This is the reason why whenever we see boxes for home computers that have art or graphics, I'm blown away. Because on home computers, this is usually what it's going to look like. This is our 39th game for the Dragon 32. The Welsh computer won't stop now. Devil's Island, a great new escape adventure for those who enjoy a challenge. Fight or avoid many hazards to escape the island. Oh gosh. And it is cassette tape. This one is... We're going to pop in that cassette and play. So Devil's Island is... there's the example of the maze. we're not going to be drawing and writing our own maze up, but that's what you would do right now if you were to play this game, because it's yet another text adventure game. That's right. This is our 201st text adventure game that we played on the show. In other words, text only on the screen, and that's it. There's no graphic or pictures. It's over 200 text adventure games we've seen on Chronologically Gaming. So here's how you play the game, or at least how to insert the tape and play. There's 2 copies of the game. Very nice. Further hints on loading will be found on the page. Okay, so it's just loading instructions on the inside sleeve. Not anything about the game. Okay, maybe we'll get that when we boot it up. Let's pop it and play Devil's Island. This is by Apex Trading at some time in November 1982. This is the very first game we've seen by Apex Trading. I'm going to load this cassette up, and we are not spending the time for that cassette. We are fast-forwarding through it. I'm sorry to not give you the official November 1982 experience. There it is, Devil's Island. Oh gosh. You are imprisoned on the notorious Devil's Island and must find a way to escape. I knew there'd be lore in the game. If it's a text adventure game, they're going to have text to tell us what's going on. I know if in the chat someone mentioned the baggie. There was Ziploc baggies for some video games, and this game, even though I was showing the cassette quote-unquote case, most likely it looked like it could have been a Ziploc baggie game as well. All right, so this one is allowing us to save and load the game if we want to, which is a plus for games, but I got even more to go into this one. It's a 2-word text parser. We can go north, examine table, get ye. We can't even get ye flask in this game. You can only go door. There are many more instructions you may use, but I won't spoil the fun by telling them to you all, which means I hope someone in the chat will later look up all the commands for this game. All right, press enter to continue. Yes. Oh, there we go. Yeah, another great game I saw in the chat, Phantom Slayer. It wasn't a Ziploc baggie. Nice whenever you bought it. Too cool. In cases of extreme desperation, type help. Well, that's good. They got a help for us. This program features a save game to cassette routine. Just type the word save, so that's a good start too. And this is where the game begins, and this is where I want to frame this game in a context of everything else that's out there. This game has a guard that's going to turn up after 110 seconds after starting the game. In other words, after all the instruction scenes starting right now, there's 110 seconds where you cannot get out of the cell and nothing can happen. You literally have to wait 110 seconds. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to fast forward so we do not have to wait for this guard to enter. Otherwise, do you realize how frustrated people would be trying everything and not getting past anything because the game literally locks you from getting to the first step? That's it. That's how crazy ridiculous this is. This is the world of adventuring in November 1982. There is a way that you can load the game and then put in a code 330 timer equals 5500 before you run the game, and then it would bypass this if you want to. But we got fast forward, so we'll do that. Now, once the guard appears, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I think I say wait. Oh no, just hit enter. That's my way of waiting. Okay, there we go. So I just hit enter because we waited enough time, and now we can see that there's a guard in the cell, so we can do something. But we're not done. There's a 5% chance that we'll get the guard to fight us and win. So we still have a 5% chance now to defeat the guard. So I'm going to try my 5% chance. Fight guard, if I can spell it correctly. Ready? The guard's unconscious. Oh my gosh. I can't describe to you. I've done playtests. I tried this 20 different times. Fighting the guard, it didn't work. I was not expecting the guard to go unconscious. We beat the system, and that's extremely rare for this game. So you're about to experience the Devil's Island further than anyone most likely on the internet ever got. All right, so here we go. If we have the guard's unconscious now, all right, so we can finally get escape from the guard. Let's go ahead and head east. I can't believe that. It worked. All right, so now we're outside the cell. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Oh, I didn't even think of searching the guard. Can we go back west? Let's see. Is he still there? Okay, yeah, search guard. You don't understand search. Yikes. The 2-word text parser in this is very, very limited. All right, heading back east before that guard wakes up. We're outside the cell. Let's go ahead and head east again. To the south, we're in the guardhouse. Okay, let's go north. We got a table here, so we should do examine table. I got to type a little bit slower. There we go. We got 6 bullets, a loaf of bread on the table. Get bullets and get bread. If there's any bagels, we'll pick up those too. All right, now let's head north. Just pick up everything you can. So this is already a very cryptic text adventure game because of the way it starts. It's already a very cryptic text adventure game. Notice that there's only a few commands that are responding and work correctly. All right, so let's head west. All right, so now we're right outside of the cell where we were before. All right, and so there's a prisoner here. We should be able to give the bread to the other prisoner. Let's see if it helps him out. He gave us a gun. Wait a second. There's another prisoner here that had a gun and didn't even use it? Okay. He gave us a gun? That's awesome. All right, so get gun. It's yours. Yes. So this is like a prison break text adventure game, which is a great idea. I like the premise a lot. All right, so after we get that, let's go ahead and head south. We're outside the cell. Let's go ahead and head east. I'll take your word for it. In the chat, someone said that the bagels cure narcolepsy, and yeah, we needed it for our last game, at least bagels from there. Okay, so let's go after south. Let's go east. Uh-oh, another guard. Do we run or do we fight this guard? If we got a gun, I think we'll be okay. Let's fight. The guard is dead. Yes! So that unconscious guard must have woken up, and now that we got the gun, we were able to kill the guard. I can't believe our luck. The luck for this run during a live show is way better than any other text adventure game or any video game in general that has random elements like this. Incredible. Okay, so we finally got out of there. We're to the south of the guardhouse, and let's go. Is there? Look, where am I at? All right, so we can go north, south, or west. All right, so I'm actually going to stop there and call that as our little taste of Devil's Island. Wow, I can't believe we got as far as... I was actually only expecting to show you the beginning of the game because it's just brutal, very brutal with how difficult the game is. This is also going to be released for the Texas Instruments home computer, the TI-99-4A, but I don't believe we're going to see it here on Chronologically Gaming. It's a cassette-only game, and the only reason I know is because there was an ad in a magazine that said it was released for both computers, but I can't find proof of anything else besides the ad that it was on the Texas Instruments computer. So what you're seeing here might be the only time we'll see Devil's Island on Chronologically Gaming. Be sure to check out the links below for Ringa in Blue. Ringa in Blue is a blog that's playing every single adventure game in chronological order. Ringa in Blue is like my kindred spirit as far as another person doing the same thing I'm doing. What's even weirder is the Ringa in Blue blog is currently in 1982. Like they're nearing the end of 1982, almost the same time frame as where I am, but they're only doing adventure games. So they're actually playing through every single text adventure game. So be sure to check that link out if you want to see even more information because they go in a lot of depth. It's very entertaining. So right now, for all the games you can play across all home computers, I'm going to rate this game way lower because starting a game up as an adventure game and you have to wait 115 seconds before you can do anything, people would throw this out the door. Looking over in the chat, I see a 3-star, mostly averages. Wow, you're so generous. Because we play text adventure games that have a limited text parser. We play text adventure games that are unfair. The puzzles are unfair, but nothing that's like this, where it's so obscure and bad in the beginning that it would just turn too many people away. So I'm actually going to not recommend Devil's Island. The escape, though, from prison is cool, but the text parser is limited, and I'm going to go 1.5 stars. It's a bad title for all the games you could play across all home computers right now. It is likened to something that's like a type-in game, but this was officially released. Blows me away. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is. After this commercial break.
Brings people together.
Delayed. Monopoly's been bringing people together for almost 50 years. That's how long we've been wheeling and dealing together, building hotels together, and going to jail together.
Corner the market and utilities. You can't lose.
Share a smile and your day seems a whole lot better.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I don't remember Monopoly ever bringing people together in the first place. We are here in the United Kingdom, and we're not playing official Monopoly. This is Do Not Pass Go on your Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Let's take a look at the box. Oh, another quaint box for home computers. And another one that is cassette only. This one's our 136th game that we've seen for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Awesome. 48K needed to play and up to 6 players. And the front of this is pretty nice. Makes you think that you're going to be playing Monopoly already. Do we have anything else for Do Not Pass Go? This one's the 4th game that we've seen by Workforce. And the 2nd game that we've seen by C.C. Wilton Davies. There it is, opened all the way up, and I think that's it. Oh, no, that's not it. It's released in other countries by Metropole. So this is an example of another box that you would have seen, and it's the same idea, same game, but this one's a later release. There's the example of the screenshot. All right, and this one we have the manual, but it's only the manual for Metropole, not the, so it's the later release. And we can't read it because it's not in English. Yeah, and the other release was a re-release by Rico Data. So we're going to pop in and play the first Do Not Pass Go. This is Workforce at sometime in November 1982. Give it Monopoly. So Do Not Pass Go was first released on the Sinclair ZX81, and it was called Monopoly. It was called ZX81 Monopoly. It was not licensed by any board game companies whatsoever, and it was a text-only Monopoly game. This one is technically the re-release. They have re-released Do Not Pass Go for the next level, the ZX Spectrum. So this is next level video game Monopoly. All right, so we can have 6 players. Let's put them all in. 6 people are going to play some Monopoly. And it says, okay. Oh, we don't get to put our names in? It's just player number 1. So you're making decisions right here above my shoulder. You just type those in the keyboard. So keyboard controlled only. Choose from the list. What do you want to do? Press enter to continue. It shows us our stats right there. Oh, it automatically rolls the dice for us. That's cool. So player number 1 goes. We landed on Whitechapel Road. 60 pounds. Yes, I'm totally buying everything. And down at the bottom, you can see where, count off the number of dice that were rolled and then where you'll be on the board. But it's Monopoly. This is Monopoly. This is the 5th time here on Chronologically Gaming we've seen video game Monopoly. Microopoly on the TRS-80 Color Computer. LA Land Monopoly. Monty Plays Monopoly on the Apple II. And that is the best version of Monopoly on any home computer right now. Monty Plays Monopoly is the way to go. This one's still pretty quaint. Okay, so let's do enter to continue. And then player number 2 goes, and then automatically rolls the dice. So it's moving at a brisk pace for Monopoly. Landed on 7 Angel Islington, which I'm sure I butchered that name. All right, do you want to buy it? Yes, I do. Awesome. Oh, and Brad says in the chat, NES Monopoly, I played a ton of that. Gertrude always made me laugh. And we're not going to see NES Monopoly for a long time. It's November 1982, and this is the 5th Monopoly video game already. I wasn't expecting that much. All right, press enter to continue, and then we go to player number 3. Everyone's color coordinated, which is kind of nice too. Everyone starts at go, everyone rolls the dice, move your way around the board, and then make the decisions you want based on the menu. So it's a very well done, and it's not all in text like the ZX81 version. Landed on Trafalgar Square. Yes, we want to buy. Buy everything. Going to player number 4 next. Yeah, so yeah, we're playing Video Monopoly. Great Video Monopoly. This is pretty good. All right, so, oh, income tax. Darn. Automatically deducted. Sorry, player 4. Moving on to player 5. They keep going. I'll just pretend I'm playing with everyone that's in the chat here on the live show. There we go. We got landed on Whitechapel Road. You have to pay $4 because player number 1 owns it. Imagine doing and playing this game hot seat style because this moves really quick. You would have to, you and your friends, 6 people, hot seating so fast to go back and forth. So we're already at player number 6. They get a 2. Ooh, doubles. Land on Community Chess. Yes. They get to roll again, I believe, right? There it goes. Yeah, I really love how fast this is. Are you already past go? Player number 6 is so lucky. Yes, buy it. There you go. So, to my knowledge, it's doing everything that Monopoly, the board game, can do. You can see we can buy houses, hotels over on the far right side. And then we have ways that you can reset. There isn't a way to save the game, to my knowledge. So whenever you sit down to play a Monopoly game, you're going all the way through without a way to restore where you left off. it's kind of the norm. I don't know how you would be able to save all this information anyway. But if you're in a Monopoly and you don't have, oh, actually, another good point is to bring up this game is only being played with people. So all these decisions I'm making with 6 people, did you notice it didn't say computer? It has to be real people. You cannot play against artificial intelligence or an AI. You're stuck with, you're playing with yourself, just like I am. There's no one else here. But as we go through, I actually enjoy how this presentation works, and how as a video game, this is pretty fun and well done for a Monopoly style game. And what we're seeing here, I believe, since they're using English pounds, it's the United Kingdom version of Monopoly. Keep going. Shows you where you're starting. I also don't see anything represented by pieces. You just have to keep track or read the screen of where you are, because I don't see on the board if anyone's represented by a pixel or something like that. Yeah, no, I don't see it. And that's another good point. Nebula said the graphics for the ZX Spectrum are pretty good, and I agree. The way that they have the detail of the pixel art is pretty good. Bear in mind that the Sinclair ZX Spectrum was available in April, and it was mail order. Some people didn't get their ZX Spectrum until months later, and here we are in November, and we're already seeing games like this. And by the way, this is the 136th game that we've seen so far on Chronologically Gaming. This is going to be a really good low-cost computer in Europe, and it's already just kind of like the Commodore 64. It's, as soon as it's released, it is just releasing tons and tons, pumping out all these games. And so, man, I'm not even going to be able to keep track of the Commodore 64, but this one's another system that has a ton of games. All right, so good fun. Just a quick taste of Do Not Pass Go. Not official Monopoly. Not licensed whatsoever. Just people making their way to make their own Monopoly. I am not familiar with other versions of Monopoly in other countries. It's possible that they made their own board up to hopefully avoid any legality. So of everything you can play right now on all home computers, this is actually really fun and really good. You have to have people to play with, though. So with no computer players, I was going to say around 4 stars for all the games you could play up to this point. Monty Plays Monopoly is still the best right now, but for Do Not Pass Go, I'd still say, looking over the chat, some 3.5 stars are being thrown out, and I can concede 3.5 for all the games you could play across all home computers right now. If you only had the ZX Spectrum, this easily could be 4.5 stars for everything on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum right now, right? Oh, yeah, and you can't see your pieces. Another good point, Obsidian Arcade, yeah. I'm with you there. All right, that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause. Thanks so much for joining me this evening if you're here for the live show, or if you tune in later on the show for the video on demand. Be sure to leave any comments as well. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, Dracula is back in the palm of your hand. A surprisingly well-done Ladybug-like game. And forget Donkey Kong. What's a Kong? We're playing Donkey Gorilla. That's it for today, and like I always say, I think we got a good pace and stride for this show. By my calculations, we should get to the video games of the 90s in about 48 years. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.